What's up YouTube, this is Shuttleboy and I'm back with yet another video. Today's video, we got some new sneakers from Golf with Fleur that have been leaked. We got a couple sandals from Suicoke as well, and I'm going to go over what I think of both of these leaks here. And am I liking them? Am I hating them? Will I end up copying them? Let's get right into it, guys. Alright, so first off I want to go over the Suicokes because those are what leaked first. So the first thing we ended up seeing, this was a while back honestly, and I just didn't really feel like making any comments on this because one Suicoke that's as simple as this colorway is nothing really all that exciting to talk about, but we got a second leak later on. First one was of this green colorway. It's just plain green, there's not much to it. It's a very solid green, it's not too dark, not too light, just straight up green. And I'm not really a fan of the Suicokes. I don't think they're bad, but it's just not anything I would wear really personally. So I personally just had no interest in those, especially for the price. I think if it was really cheap, maybe 50, 60 bucks, then I definitely would try them just because why not, you know? But a big issue with the Suicoke brand is if you're not really feeling them, you're gonna have to pay that premium price regardless. And you might not even end up wearing them all that much because let's be honest, sandals is kind of an acquired taste. It's not something that everybody wears all the time. Some people do, but I wouldn't say the vast majority accept sandals and wear sandals daily. Now, a couple days ago from when I'm filming this, we did end up getting a further leak of another colorway, and it was a blue colorway, and that was really interesting. I think the blue colorway just looks a lot better. All in all, the shade of the blue is just, it's kind of like the same hue, like level of brightness and darkness as the green. So it has that consistency, so I'm assuming they're probably going to release together, but I do really like the blue more. It just seems a lot more wearable to me, but obviously that's also plays into what you have in your closet. But when I look at both of these sandals here, when I look at both of these, they both leaked. Both I don't believe have released whatsoever. I expect that there probably is going to be a red pair because RGB, I mean that's what I expect. I don't think a red pair would look all that great, so maybe not. Maybe they ended up with the intentions of doing RGB, but then the red just didn't look good. But we'll have to see. Personally, it's not really on my radar whatsoever. Maybe if I do end up seeing that and we get official information, I'll tell you guys and relay that to you guys as well. But personally for me, I don't really have my eyes out for this other than for the sake of informing you guys on the channel. And then the next leak that we've seen here, we saw two different colorways of the Converse Golf with Fleur Giano. Now the Giano for me is a sneaker that I was a little critical, I would say, at the beginning, but I was excited to see where it was going. Dad shoes aren't something that I'm like super in love with. But the fact that they made this a shoe that has a function as well is what really got it for me. Really dubbed as a hiking shoe. And being in the Midwest and stuff, I bring this up every time for these videos, that just when the cold weather hits, when there's a lot of snow and stuff, there's not a lot of sneakers out there that look really good, that can also maintain in that weather. So that really stinks, honestly, and I'm just not a boot person. Without a doubt, I just don't like wearing boots. I have to wear shoes that are sneakers, and that's what's great about this sneaker here is it has that function, so you can still look stylish, and it also can work for those harsh winters. So when the initial colorways dropped, there was 3 colorways, and I ended up picking up this one, and I ended up also picking up the banana colorway, but the bananas did not fit me, nor did this colorway, so I had to return both, and I ended up buying these again in the correct size. And I've been really liking these. Now, I haven't been wearing these a lot lately because I think this colorway, we can all agree, is very much a fall, winter kind of colorway. Just that autumn looking colors with the oranges and the browns, the black, the olive. It's very much a fall color. Excited to bring these back out when pants season is among us because I just really don't see wearing these with shorts working out whatsoever. Just way too clunky of a shoe. And the colorway, just like I said, it's so fall-like that wearing this with shorts just really wouldn't be the move. But nonetheless, I did really like these. I think I was surprised, honestly, with how well they came out. But then later on, they ended up releasing 2 more colorways. It was pretty much the last thing that Golf Wing released before this whole pandemic. Maybe the polka dots were last. I don't remember if it was that or the Giannos that were last. But what ended up happening with those, we got two colorways, one that was a more blue and brown based, and then we had another that was pink and brown based, and I wasn't really feeling either one of those. They're not bad, but they just weren't for me. But I was appreciative of the direction to some degree, that they weren't just doing tonal colorways. Now rolls up these two new leaks now that we have come up to, and we have one in a lavender colorway and then sort of a forest green colorway, I would call it. They say that they're probably not going to release for a while now, so even though they leaked, they probably aren't going to be coming out till, I would say, I don't know, maybe in the fall. You're going to have to wait for these if you really like them or if you plan on copying these, unfortunately. But overall, my thoughts on these sneakers, I'm not really feeling them. I don't dislike them. I don't think they look bad, but I think these set the precedent of just bad shoes going forward. Because the one thing that I really liked about the original pack of the Giannos and then the pack that followed this one was that they weren't doing tonal colorways. They weren't just saying the whole upper is going to be red and we're gonna have a white midsole and that's it. That was kind of what got them in a hole with the 1 stars, is that, I mean, just look in the background here, guys. We got all pink pretty much, all tan pretty much, all yellow, all black. It's just a lot of tonal colorways. And that just grows old really fast. Now it looks pretty clean for the most part, and it's easy to just get a good reception with a sneaker that's tonal because you can't really go wrong with it as much. But later on, people are just going to get really bored of it and the shoe is just going to go to the wayside and people are going to look for other sneakers out there. And that's what I'm scared about with this, is these two colorways, they don't look too bad to me. But it just worries me that, is this something we're going to be doing more of going forward? Also, is this just a 2 colorway release that's going to happen? Is there a third one alongside? Because, I mean, it originally came out with 3 colorways and the next drop ended up just being 2 colorways. So I think it's probably just going to be a 2 colorway drop, honestly, especially with times now. They probably don't want to release like a ton of colorways all at once. That's probably not the safest bet to go. But definitely let me know, guys, what you think of these sneakers down below. Personally, they're not bad. I think I would probably pick the forest green, just because green, that dark green, is usually just something that's a lot more wearable. I do think the lavender is a lot more interesting, though, to say the least, but I just see the green is probably more wearable. We'll have to see, though, in the future when we see more official shots and stuff, because these colors are just kind of hard to make out exactly what they're looking like, honestly. And the other one might end up being the more wearable of the bunch, and that's really what's important, especially with a sneaker this crazy like this one, being sort of a dad shoe, a hiking shoe, is that the colorway really matters, because it's not the most wearable sneaker in the first place, so you gotta pick the right colorway. But let me know down below what you guys think of this sneaker, and that's pretty much going to conclude the video, guys. Please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, guys, and please subscribe if you haven't already for more golf wearing, more sneakers, more clothing, more Shuttleboy. And this is Shuttleboy, guys, and I'm out, guys. Peace. In the description box below this video and in the comments section, I will link a Google Doc with a list of simple things you can do to help further the Black Lives Matter movement. There's petitions you can sign, text messages you can send, and even a place to donate to on the document. The most important thing is that you check your privilege, you listen to what the Black community is saying to you, hear their stories and experiences, amplify their voices, vote, protest, call out your ignorant and or racist family members and friends, and be open to learning and being criticized.